My name is Frank. I work at WerkMaster. I'm in charge of technical support. I also do the training for WerkMaster here. We run a series of schools and training programs, so I head those up. The machine does do surface prep. It is a grinder, it is a polisher, and it can actually even refinish wood. So this machine has been in existence for about 10 years. It's definitely not a rebranded Edco single head magnet trap or any type of Husqvarna product. This is different technology. So I'm going to go right to the machine and just tell you how the machine is different from what you would normally find in the rental market industry right now. So the first main feature is that this machine actually has what's called a VFD, a variable frequency drive. And that's located at the back of the machine here. Now, what that does is it allows you to go from 400 right up to 1200 pad speed. Most machines, most 110 pieces of equipment out there, they're just single speed machines. So they're pretty much a one-trick pony. You're only going to be able to turn it on. You've got one grinding speed and that's it. So that right off the hop eliminates any type of polishing, any type of heavy mastic removal, or any type of wood deck, any type of refinishing, because for any multi-step process, you need a machine that is actually capable of running at variable speeds throughout that process. So that is a huge advantage right there. So that's built into the boss. You've got your VFD. The nice thing about the VFD as well is that it senses current. So a lot of single speed machines, they have a high inrush. So you pop a lot of breakers. With this machine here, you're not going to do that. It is detecting the amperage coming in, modulating the amperage to the motor. So it's keeping that 15 amp or below running parameter there. So that's another advantage of the VFD there as well. All right, now we're going to tip the machine back and we're going to see really why this technology is different here. So this machine is like having 6 hand grinders strapped together with a belt. We're not just taking a tool and spinning it in a big circle. These are direct drive 6 heads, and how they work is that the outside heads spin in a clockwise direction and the inside heads spin in a counterclockwise direction. So what does that give you? That gives you tremendous cutting power. Just imagine when you take a cup wheel hand grinder and you turn it up to full speed and you drop it on a piece of concrete, what happens? It just cuts like the dickens. And you're getting that same technology going here times 6. You're also, with this technology, the machine is going to float or hover along the floor. So with a single head machine, it usually spins in a clockwise direction. So it's always pulling the operator off to the side. So this machine is incredibly safe to operate if you're a first-time user. It's not going to pull you left to right. It's not like a swing machine where you have to lift the handle up and down. This machine just effortlessly glides across the floor. So if you're, say, working around a pool deck, you know, this isn't going to push you into the pool there. So it's very safe. Tooling changes are absolutely simplified with this system as well. There's no tools required to put the tools on or off the machine. It's called our plug and go system. All you do is you take the tool and you just plug it into the machine with a rubber. There's 2 rubber grommets there. They hold the tool and it's all friction fit. So that's it. So if you want to go from grinding a concrete floor to sanding a wood floor, all you do is you pull this out like so. The machine comes with these foam Velcro pads. You would put on your paper and you just slide it right in. And now you've got a hardwood floor sander. So you're going from concrete to wood, same machine. All you're doing is changing the bottom of the tooling pad here. So that's super handy. You can get someone who rents the machine one day to do their garage floor, to put a coating down, and then they can rent it the following week and they can sand their hardwood floor deck. So it's very, very versatile piece of equipment. So what the counter rotation does also as well from a profiling or a surface prep point of view is that because we're getting this counter rotation going, we're also developing what's called a CSP of 3. So the abrasion pattern in the floor is very unique to this machine here, and that qualifies itself for actually delivering a CSP of 3. So if you're putting down an epoxy coating and the spec on that floor is you have to have a CSP of 3, that's traditionally known as a shot blast spec. This will deliver that same spec without having to shot blast the floor. Another advantage is if you are running a shot blaster, you are going to follow the contour of the floor. If you can see with this machine here, we're cutting. The entire deck is cutting the floor, so we're going to flatten the floor. So if you're putting a coating down or doing any type of finishing work like a deck, you're going to get a flatter floor versus what's currently out there. On all the tooling plates we have something that's called a shear pin. So that's the shear pin right here. This is called the compression foam. This is like the shock absorber of a car. It allows to take any run out, any vibration out of the what the machine is coming across. But the shear pin here, this is an engineered break point. It isn't easy to break, but this is designed to shear off if it comes in contact with something. So say you're grinding a floor and you hit a nail, you didn't walk the floor, and all of a sudden you hit this big bolt sticking out of the floor. The shear pin is designed to come in contact, where the plate will come in contact with that bolt. This will shear, protecting the entire drivetrain. So the homeowner hits something in his floor, he's unaware, and he breaks one of these shear pins. The machine ships with extra pieces, and all that's required is that the shear pin will be broken. You just get your new shear pin, and it's just a pin and a screw, and you just replace it, and that's it. You're back in business. You don't have to bring the machine back. The homeowner can just carry on and finish his job there. So we've kind of thought of everything there when it comes to making the machine very reliable in the field, very easy to use. All you would need here is an Allen key head. So you don't need a lot of tools to even be able to service that machine. So on the ease of use guideline there, the machine also separates into 3 parts. You don't have to retighten the belt, or there's nothing to retighten afterwards as well. It's completely self-contained. So again, super easy to use. Before we actually run the machine, you've kind of noticed that this tooling plate is very close to the edge. This machine is also an edger. It gets to within 1/8 inch of the wall. So basically the only thing stopping it from hitting the wall is the dust skirt. So that's how close this tooling segment gets. So again, when you're refinishing a wood deck or a concrete floor or getting any prep ready, you don't need a hand grinder. You don't have to break out your hand grinder and grind all the edges, which, on some jobs can be up to 40% of the labor spent is actually doing all your edges. So you're going to get the same results along the edge as you are in the field. That's very important if you're polishing concrete, because that's a really tricky thing to maneuver there, is blending of the edges. So it completely eliminates that from the equation there. We also have developed a proprietary tooling system for wood. So we have what's called sandpaper-less technology. So we're not using sandpaper to actually remove the finishes. We're actually using our diamond technology that we have so much experience with. We've redeveloped it in this tool called the Turbo Rasp, and that's actually going to pull all the coatings and all the finishes off your hardwood floor. So if you got a wood deck, you would start with this tool, and then you could finish the floor with sandpaper, but all your removal, all your cup deck boards, this will do a great job of taking down your cup deck boards without the use of any sandpaper. I look forward to talking to everyone and meeting people if you're interested in learning more. Thank you.